So I was like, man, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And then I'm like, you know what? How about we talk about movies and TV shows?
Yeah.
Because I was talking about how I wanted to do that other thing with the music and all that. I was thinking about doing a second podcast, and Cass said no.
You are crazy.
She's being protective of me. I do not have time. I do not have time. Like, I always tell people when they say, oh, I just don't have time for that. And you're like, we know you do. We don't have time.
You do. I do. I have no life, and I just show up. I don't have to do anything. You do not have time. I said when we're millionaires from this podcast and we don't have to work and we can do 12 podcasts a week, then I will do as many podcasts as you want me to do.
Right. So I have this other idea, but then I was like, well, let's bring it over. So we're going to talk about movies and TV shows, and they're all retail based. So it sounds like Johnny was asking.
Johnny asked, which he never does. He said, what's the subject of your guys' podcast tonight? Mm-hmm. And I said, we're going to talk about like shows and movies that are based on retail. And he was like, Equalizer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
He watches a lot of movies and TV shows, right? We should have had him on.
Because he has no job.
Well, okay. Poor Johnny.
Johnny, get off Netflix.
No, or just come on the podcast and tell us all about the movies.
Oh my gosh. He's like, there's nothing to watch. I'm like, we have Netflix, Hulu. There's this thing called Pluto TV, Tubi TV. We have Disney Plus. We have Paramount Plus. We have, don't you dare tell me we have nothing to watch.
I saw a meme that said, please do not let me sign up for one more streaming network or whatever.
We might as well be paying for cable.
I know.
It's terrible. That's why we got rid of cable. Well, if you share,
if you have your sister's log in and your mom's log in and your aunt's
we really
log
only
in.
pay for 3 of them.
and your neighbors log in.
Everybody, we all swap.
Tell Eric to keep his drapes open, keep his TV on. You can watch from there.
It's funny because when his son Brennan is up from Texas, and so then he'll have like SpongeBob on his TV. And I'm like, what are you doing watching SpongeBob? He's like, what the hell? But his blinds just broke. So now they have to be down. I was like, man, I'd pull in and be like, is Eric on the couch?
Now you can't watch SpongeBob.
I can't, yeah.
So I had a super great couple weeks, super great meetings. I think it's the magnesium I'm taking. I told you that, right?
Yes.
Like not nerves anymore. I did pick my finger just a little bit. I have bad habits of picking my thumbs.
I got a Band-Aid too because I sliced my finger open today.
But I'm telling you, it's like keeping me calm, and I'm going through all these meetings. So this afternoon, I'm on. This is why we're recording a little bit later.
Yeah.
So I have a call with a division. It started at 4:30, and as soon as I got on, I couldn't get my spreadsheet to open, and I was like, oh, that's all right. I'm not leading this call. So they're asking questions though, and they're needing answers from me. And I was really trying to have my team member lead it because I just don't ever want to steal like someone leading a call that they set up. And so I was completely off, just feeling like I'm not answering these questions correctly.
Are you having anxiety all night now? You're not going to sleep at all?
No, not at all. And the vibe was very strange. The questions were nothing that I prepared for. I am a preparer when it comes to everything. Everything. I have notes everywhere. And I get off the call and I send it to my team member. I send her a ping and I said, that did not go. And she goes, yeah, the vibe was super weird.
Really?
So it wasn't me.
Okay.
Something was just weird about it.
It wasn't just you overthinking it.
Yeah, no. And no. I wasn't overthinking it because I went in thinking, oh, I'm not leading this call. I don't need, to be talking about anything.
Right.
And sure enough, it was like, oh, well, what do you think? And I could tell that maybe she didn't have the answer. I always want to let the team member speak or whoever's leading speak, and then I'll add to it. You never want to interrupt. And the vibe was just so strange.
And you're just like,
yeah, so I'm a little dazed right now.
Camera.
Like, what happened? What
oh my gosh.
But I mean, I think it's all going to turn out. We have a follow-up call tomorrow with just the, in team. But I don't know. It was just super strange. So it threw me off. But now I'm super happy to be here to talk about some other stuff.
To relax talk. And not have to really think about it, you know? And
it was just, I'm sure that everyone has that happen.
Yeah.
You just get off a call and you're just like, what was that? Well, and there's always, could that have just been an email or an email that could have been a call? I had that happen last week, which actually turned out very well. I sent the email. I said, just want to, save time for everyone. I only have 3 bullet points. And the manager wrote back and said, no, I absolutely want to keep this. I have some questions. And it turned into an hour long, just 3 bullet points. That was good. So sometimes an email should have been a meeting. Sometimes a meeting should have been an email, or sometimes it just turns out that way. So it's even when you visit in stores too.
Yes.
You go to meet someone and you think it's going to be like, oh, this guy's cool or this gal's cool. I'm going to show them what to do. And then it's just the vibe is weird. Like it just happens. Yeah. Or you walk up, like yesterday I approached a team member that was doing something for me and I wanted to ask some questions. I introduced myself. He knew I was coming. And right away, it was just kind of like real weird, like, yeah, I guess, but I'm busy. But, we have labor shortages, as you people should know. That's kind of how like the attitude was.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had to say, no problem. Let me help you do what you're doing while I ask the questions. That way you're not losing time. I'm getting my answers.
Right.
And then it turned out just fine.
Right.
So I guess it's all in how
I'm sure
you
they
appreciated
the help. Yeah.
Yeah. How you can maybe 180 it and just say, oh, wait, I can feel this. But tonight I couldn't. The meeting tonight was just, I couldn't turn it around. It's so weird. And I know it wasn't me. And so I know tomorrow when we meet, we're all going to be like, yeah, weird, right?
Yeah. Every Friday we do like a team call.
Yeah, yeah.
And just talk about stuff going on.
Yeah.
Do we have any new people we're repping, this and that, or what's going on sale, whatever. And it's just always like, I feel like it could be an email. I usually have very little to like give to the meeting. It's generally like our managers,
speaking to you, right? Yeah.
So I just. And then I'll be like off mute, go to say something. Somebody else already said it.
Oh my gosh, that happens all the time to me. All the time. You know what I did today? I meant to I was in a call that I was only going to be there for the end questions because I already know the deck. I built the deck with the person. And so there was like 30 pages. It was an hour-long meeting.
My gosh.
So I already knew what he was going to say. We've been practicing forever, and he was a real fast talker, so it was great. And then at the end, I was the one to answer any questions because it was about retail. So he's talking and there's 30 people on the call and I was going to work because I knew what he was going to say. I was just listening and if there were any questions I would answer them. So I'm working, I'm typing real fast and I didn't realize that I had hit myself on unmute because
So it's just like
it was absolutely.
Oh my God.
And so during the meeting and he was like, and I really appreciate Meredith taking all these notes for me. Like he knew I was not. He knew I was working. I appreciate Meredith taking all these notes for me, and then we'll follow up with any questions that you have. God. And I'm like, like I just shake towards the camera. It was excellent.
I don't know how you do all these meetings.
It took me a long time. I have to say, for those that are just starting a new job or a new role that's, you're at home or whatever, it's remote. It took me a year.
Yeah.
I'm also a little bit older. Young, fresh out of college, I know that you're used to it. Like my kids are used to it because that's all they have right now.
Sitting all day in
I
school.
am not used to it. I'm used to being in stores, 10 years
moving
in
around.
the stores, moving around. So it took me a solid year. So I was celebrating a year in the beginning of February. Yeah. And I feel since that, it was like, oh, I got this.
Yeah.
Now I get it. But unfortunately, my goal is always like 20,000 steps. I have like 1,300 right now. I sat and worked the whole day. So
you need to get your desk over your treadmill.
I should. I really should.
That lady did.
Yeah, I really should. I would. That's
get the only
so
way
many
I'd be able to do it.
And they have ones on Amazon that are not very expensive. I could actually probably just put it over my little desk or put it under my desk.
Yeah.
Just to keep walking. Because by tomorrow, now I have
But then would you be like walking and like this?
Well, you would get a, she walked like over her desk. Yeah. You would get a desk riser. I have that at the office in the city where I stand.
You can stand.
I stand the whole time and it's a riser.
Yeah. I love, because pretty much the only time I go on the computer at work is if I have to print tags,
And they're all on the
And they're
carts.
all standing desks.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yes.
I don't want to sit down.
That's how it is at the office. I have one. The funny thing is it has like a ledge for a keyboard if you want it. And then there's a higher one where you would put your laptop.
Yeah.
And someone put their I don't know how he did it, but he put his computer on the bottom ledge where you put the keyboard and then squeezed the sides to bring it down for the day and cracked his laptop in half.
No.
Like it went underneath and cracked it. And so he walked into a meeting holding both.
Oh my God.
Like it was still working, but he was holding both sides.
He's like, just don't jiggle it too much. Yeah. As you can see by my slides here. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah. I don't don't even know how it was still working.
Oh my
But it only
gosh.
took them like a day to get a new one because they're in the office. But oh my gosh, it was
You
crazy.
work for like $1 billion company. They're like, oh, you need a new iMac Pro? Sure, no
Oh
problem.
gosh, no. You want to hear what else I did today?
What?
So I was on the phone with Drew, so he knows this story.
Drugal.
We were talking about some plans that we're doing, which I'm super excited for. And I said, oh, wait, you know what? I have to do this on my other computer, not my work computer. I was looking at something. I definitely don't ever do anything on my work computer. I don't Google anything, nothing. So I grabbed it real quick. I had my headphones in, so I was still talking to him. I walked back and I was setting my computer down off to the side where I normally don't sit. And I sat down and smashed my knee onto the corner of my desk. I thought I was going to vomit. It hurt so bad.
Because everybody talks about the funny bone in the elbow. You have one in your knee too. Yes.
Oh my God. I'll probably send you a message later. I bet it's just completely brutal. I was like, he was still talking. I was listening. And I'm like, I feel it in my teeth. It hurts so. He's like, you feel it you hit your knee, but you feel it in your teeth. In other words, like I wanted to vomit. It hurt so bad. Like I can't even imagine. I've never broke a bone.
No.
So all of you
and
out
our
there,
friend Teresa
just broke her foot.
Okay, did you read the rest of the comments? She did not break her foot. She broke her tibia and fibula.
And she's gonna have surgery. I think she said she's got orthopedic surgeon coming up.
Terrible.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. But I've been very fortunate now. I've pulled tons of muscles.
Yeah.
I had my shoulder surgery. I've had other things,
right.
But I've never broken a bone. So I cannot even imagine because I thought I was going to die hitting my knee today.
I've done that getting into the car.
Oh my
gosh. And it like hits on like the bottom of the dash. And I just like sit in my car
oh my gosh. It's like you can't cry. You're angry that it happened. Your teeth hurt. You want to vomit. Maybe take a poop. How many minutes are we in? 12. It's like it is the worst.
It's the worst.
It's like smashing your pinky toe or like smashing.
I can handle
finger.
my pinky toe. I don't know. That was just like
It's the only
I did
reason my
that
pinky
Easter
toes are there
couple
is to let you know where the
years ago.
furniture in the house is, right?
Johnny was laughing at me because I had been drinking on Easter. That was when I was still working like at the store, so I was probably off the next day. I probably worked that morning or something, and he got from this bait shop that burnt down these cooler doors, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they're made of wood and they have these real heavy handles on them.
Yeah.
And he had just put them down in the basement, and I went down in the basement for something and I cracked my pinky toe on that thing. So of course I was mad at him because he put it there. Not mad at myself.
Oh, it's just the worst. And there's nothing you could do about it. Like I was rubbing it. It didn't help. It didn't help. And I was still listening to what he was saying because I knew the plans we were making, and I was just like, oh, you're not going to believe this. I just cracked my knee.
Oh, it's the worst.
Feel it in my teeth. He's like, wait, you cracked your knee? You feel it in your teeth?
My knee still hurts like superficially from when I slipped and fell at the store because it went under my car, And I was like shaving my legs for the first time in forever. Not yesterday, but I think it was Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, like it still has like this real dark like scar.
Oh man.
And I'm so white, so it really sticks.
Really. I'll have to go get a spray tan. You won't be able to see my bruise. I don't know. Bruises on the knees always look so bad to me.
Yeah.
Like, what were you doing?
They're terrible.
Like who dragged you or whatever. What were you doing on your knees? Anyways, let's go to movies.
Yes.
This podcast is brought to you by Nametag Productions, LLC. Entire podcast, unless otherwise stated, written by the hosts. Drums, written and performed by my son, Steven. The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. If we have to be all in this together, we might as well make it fun.